So I'd love to know about a moment when your kid did something that made you so proud. Maybe it was even something that surprised you.
My kids make me proud every single day. But there are special
big
moments
moment.
when you're extra proud, like, oh my gosh, that's my kid.
Yeah.
I must have had some kind of impact.
And it is okay to brag about it
Yeah.
now. We want to hear about those good moments. So often we just hear about all these negative things.
Yeah, you're complaining about your kids.
And
they screwed up doing this and they did this.
They deserve the good stuff. I had one of those moments last night.
Well, real quick, though.
Yes.
In the comments, provide us a moment in recent history where your child made you proud.
Mm-hmm.
They did something and you were just so proud. So in the comments, if you would, tell us about one of those moments.
So everybody can hear it.
Yeah.
Because that's really important.
We want to brag about our kids.
Yeah,
Come
it
on.
feels really good. So I guess I'll go first.
Yes.
I had an awesome moment that it's like you work so hard as a parent, you think that your job is to teach them so much, and then they end up doing something that teaches you. That was last night. My son had a baseball game that went into extra innings. It was the most epic game of all time. It was like they play 6 innings.
Yeah.
Right? He's 12. He plays in majors in Little League. And so they were tied 11-11 in the 6th inning. So then we went to the 7th inning and 12-12. Then we went to the 8th inning. Every kid was trying so hard. And we ended up losing at the last minute.
Oh.
And what was really cool, it's like sudden death at that point, the first team to score. And
did you feel bad? Like, oh, they lost, and you felt bad for your son?
It was heartbreaking, but at the same time, we've grown up at Rockland Little League. So the other team, those are all his friends that he goes to school with. He knows all the friends. He's played with them. And there's the one kid that scored the winning run during the pandemic, broke his leg and hasn't been able to play. It was in a boot and in his cast, but it was still on the team. It was still showing up. And this was his first game back playing, and he's the kid that scored the winning run.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
That.
And
was that orchestrated?
No, it would just happen. It was just this amazing moment, like limping across home plate. And it was this incredible moment, but crushing for my son. I saw him take his hat off and put his head down. And I was like, oh, all the parents. It was like 9:30 at night. The game went on so late, so long. But then what my son did after that made me incredibly proud.
What did he do?
He did 2 things. First,
picked up the bases.
They were all excited. My son's team was in the outfield. The other team was batting, and they got all excited, jumping up and down. He was playing shortstop. He went over and shook their hands.
Nice.
Congratulations. And he didn't stop there.
Because they don't usually do that in Little League where they go into the field and
you
they
don't have
tag.
to after a game.
Okay.
No, it's just kind of like, okay. But they were all, woo, and he went over. It's like 3 of his best friends are on
That's
that
so
team.
Cool.
He went over and shook their hands. And then he was getting all his stuff in the dugout, and I went over to the dugout like, oh, I'm going to give him a hug, I'm going to tell him, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
You played so good no matter what the score was. And he gave me one of these.
Gave you the finger?
Just a minute, Mom. I'm like, did you just a minute? Your mother, when I stayed out for a 4-hour baseball game until 9:30 at night, and it was cold last night? And then he walked around to the other dugout.
Yeah.
And he stood outside that dugout. Because he wanted to shake the hands of his friends again and tell them good game.
That's a mature kid right there. You know what that is, Amanda? You know what that is? That's a man right there. That ain't a boy.
Please,
that's a man.
Don't make me cry. Then he got mad at me because I took a picture of it.
You got to put everything on Instagram.
That's what
don't
he
you,
said.
Mom?
He goes, you want to be an Instagram mama? I was like, that was a good moment. And you were standing there with your friends. And I just secretly put my phone out.
You got to do it.
But he's mad at me. And then he cried.
Oh, he did
at the way home, but
he cried because of losing the game.
He blamed it because of me taking a picture. But I think it was just like he was just putting the emotions on me instead of the game. It was like safer to put it on Mom, than the game. But
nice.
Yeah, I thought that was it was pretty incredible.
That's awesome. And you're proud of your son, but I think you should also be proud of yourself.
Thanks. I don't
because he didn't grow up and raise himself. You fed him. You had all those speeches before bed.
I never
and
told him to
conversations.
thank the other team. What I have done is I've always told him to go back and thank his coach. Because these dads and moms, that you volunteer your time, and it is so much effort to coach after a game. I'm like, hey, Go thank your coach. I've always told him to shake the hands and thank the coach. This time he also just took it a step further. So that was incredible. It was really proud.
And again, I think those are the moments where you can say, I'm doing a good job. Because a lot of times we beat ourselves up as parents, and we see the mistakes our kids make, and we go, am I doing anything right? All these sleepless nights and all this work, am I doing anything right? And it's those moments where you say, hey, it's all worth it. I'm doing something right. I'm raising a man here.
Thank you.
And that's cool. and I had that experience. I don't know. It's been you okay?
No,
take them out. Do you need a tissue? We do not have any tissues in the studio.
You just don't understand how powerful that was. Thank you. We talked about this on the show today, how to take a compliment, and it's hard. But thank you. I really appreciate it, because especially when you're raising kids solo, you don't have that other person to say, hey, that was a good job today. So that meant a lot. So thank you, man.
So far, if I tally up the points today, I've made 2 people cry today. We'll tell you about the other woman that I made cry maybe later next week.
It was a good reason. Okay, so what about you?
Like a number of weeks ago, I was going to a lab to get some tests done, and my son went with me. My 4-year-old son, preschooler, Levi, went with me. And as we were leaving the lab, I looked behind me, and he wasn't with me. I'm like, buddy, where did you go? What are you doing? We got to go. And then I see that he's just standing there holding the door open. I'm like, buddy, we got to go. We got stuff to do. He didn't even respond to me. He just gave me this stare, and he looked over. I'm like, what are you looking at? And here comes this little old lady in a walker, taking her time, and he's waiting there patiently for that lady to come, because he's going to hold the door open for that lady. I didn't even see the lady coming, but he spotted her. And I didn't ask him to do it. He decided himself that this was the right thing to do. And oh my gosh, I think I've never been more proud of my little boy, Levi. This kid's 4 years old. He's a preschooler. I don't think I've ever been more proud of my son than at that moment, doing something like that. I'm like that. I'm so proud of you, buddy. And of course, just like you, had to snap a picture of it.
You did snap a picture.
He didn't mind, though. He's in preschool. I don't even think he saw me doing it. He's in preschool, so I don't think he minded. He probably didn't even realize I was doing it. But I told him afterwards in the car, I was like, buddy, you are going to receive a reward for this, because you did something so incredible on your own. And Daddy is just so proud of you.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I want to be more like a kid, man, and just have no other distractions, and not be thinking about the next thing I have to do or the next thing I have to get to, or all about myself.
Yes.
But instead, he was just in that moment.
That's what I love about these 2 stories. Yeah.
Yeah, we're there. This is not about anybody else, but about celebrating other people's victories, and I felt like it was still a victory.
Yeah. That's cool. So yeah, we would love to hear moments from the past year, 5 years, 10 years, when you watched your kid do something or they said something, and oh my gosh, as a parent, you were just so proud. And put them in the comments. Brag about your kids. This is an opportunity to brag about your kids. Yeah.
Feels good to do it, and other people do want to hear it, because there's too much negativity. We're all about the positivity.
Yeah, because you know what? Let's get just a spiritual just for a second here. That's how God sees us. He's not looking at all the mistakes that we made and nitpicking and saying, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong with Matthew? Where did he go wrong? Where did I go wrong as a parent with Matthew? No, he's looking at our potential and all the good things that we're doing. And he's just like you. He's up there crying. He's proud. He's here with us. I don't know why I say he's up there. He's right here with us. But he's proud of us, and because he made us, and you know, he knows our potential. He knows us better than we know ourselves. And so, you know, I think when we have these experiences, we can reflect and say, hey, that's how God feels about us. Right?
Yep. Amen. All right. Thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow morning. We love you, Fish family. Take care.